if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I were tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I
good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports at 1.
Welcome everybody to, we're just past the halfway point in this Midwest Days of Thunder Arca series. We're here today at Pocono Speedway in Pennsylvania for 30 laps of fast track action at the Tricky Triangle. I am your host, Alan Brown, and I'm joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. How you doing today, man?
Good, brother. I'm looking forward to this one. This is a unique track. You know, you said it, the Tricky Triangle. Every corner's different, different banking in each turn, different. There's not a whole lot you can do as far as line here, but you'll see some drafting action on the front stretch and guys sticking their nose in on some of these turns. So we'll see. I bet it's exciting tonight.
Yeah, and down on pit road, someone who's hoping to maybe not see so much action, it's Adam Turner. Adam, how's that cooler looking tonight?
It's full, as usual, Alan, and another Arca race, and this is where these guys they're going to cut their teeth on this track. It's in the heart of Amish country here in the hills of Pennsylvania. It is fast, and it's not real easy in those corners, and it's unlike all our tracks that have usually 4 corners. We're looking at 3 guys, and they're a little tricky. So I think we're going to see some good action in tumble turn and maybe in turn 1 as well. So we're probably going to have a few incidents and a little heated competition here.
As we kind of take a quick look at the track map and the current weather, we also see the key to the race here, and that would be patience. There's not a whole lot of great passing opportunities in these corners, so you're going to have to time your runs, be patient on when to make your move, and stay in that draft down those long straightaways.
And be patient with your tires. I mean, once your tires get good and broke in, it's going to feel good. You're going to want to push it a little bit harder, especially into 1, and not brake as much as you probably should. But you got to be patient with these tires. Let them, try not to run your fastest lap every lap. Make them tires last.
That's exactly spot on, basically. Turn 1 is the key. You get that speed coming off, and a lot of people want to carry that speed and maybe try to make a pass right there as you come into turn 1. Well, you come in too hot, you're going to be pushing it to the outside, and you may end your day. We do have 2 fast repairs here today with the Arca cars in the Midwest Days of Thunder series. So, I mean, they can get back in the game if there's a caution, but you definitely want to try to save those and not just hit the wall randomly by going too fast in one of these turns.
As we take a quick recap on what's been going on this season already, your current points leader for the individuals is Isaac Wilson. He has a win on the season, but he's only trailed by 1 point by Brian Privet, who's looking for his first win on the season.
It's a little bit different in the Arca series. It's not, there's not a playoff finale in the Arca series. It's points racing. So getting a win doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be there at the end. He's going to have to put together consistent races week after week to earn, a spot up on the top of the standings board.
And speaking of standings, we also have team standings. These guys they're driving for teams, a lot of them, and there is a team standings, and the owners of these teams are really interested in this one. Right now, MPN Esports is sitting in first place with number 2 is Hernandez Sack Racing, and 3 is No Toad Motorsports. 4 is Latte Motorsports, and then we have Nidic Racing, Bash Brothers Racing, North South Racing, and the Angry Idiots falling out. They're all trying to compete for one thing. They want to win. The owners of these teams want these drivers to win. They want these drivers to develop so they can bring them up to the Arca Series or maybe the Cup Series following this season.
Yeah, the Xfinity series moving up. I'm sure a lot of the owners of those Xfinity teams are watching this, saying, "Hey, I like how this guy, gives people room. He takes care of his car. This guy's fast. That guy's patient. So they're watching these races, and they, week after week, they see, who the guys are that, prospective guys to move up.
As we kind of look across the leaderboard here in practice, with Andrew Kobe currently sitting in the top position at practice right now. He's currently down in 17th in the point standings without a win, so he's going to be another guy to look for maybe a win here tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now. He drives for Latte Motorsports. He's moved up 9 spots in the recent weeks in the standings from New England, so I think he's going to probably make a good run. Looks like he has a really good time, and we'll see how it shakes out with the qualifying and everything, but he's sitting pretty at this point.
So something that crossed my mind that, of course, we talk a lot about turn 1 and, how you got to get on the brakes to get in there. I don't really think that's the trickiest turn here. Look, all 3 of these, like we mentioned, all 3 turns have different banking on them. Turn 3 has only 6 degrees of banking in it, whereas turn 1 it's 14. So I mean, you're really having to feather that throttle all the way around turn 3, and it feels like it feels like the turn that never ends. As when you enter 3, it just feels like it takes forever to get around that thing and onto the front stretch.
Yeah, no, it does. It's a super long, sweeping turn, and in my opinion, I enjoy that turn. The tunnel turn is tough as well. Turn 2, you're going in there hot as well, and you come out of there, you're still cooking pretty good in that little short chute. So it makes for interesting racing. A lot of people have opinions. They love this track or they hate this track. I think I'm actually in the group that loves this track because it's so different, it's so unique, it's so challenging, and especially in these Arca cars, the braking is not the greatest in Arca cars, so you have to really know your machine to get it through all these corners.
Well, you say you love it, but you didn't love that day that your teammate, who we won't really mention who that was, may have been inside of you in turn 2 and came up and wrecked you.
Well,
I don't know if you're ready to talk about that yet.
I'm not. I'm still not over that. But that's racing, and it's hard. It's very tight, and you're talking about the different banking. You get kind of lost on this track. If your mind isn't focusing, you could kind of get lost on which corner are you in. Where how much banking do I have? And I think that's what my teammate did. He just kind of got lost, and he pushed me right up into the wall, which is probably going to happen tonight.
I don't remember what I was thinking, but yeah, it definitely takes focus to remember where you're at on the track, because sometimes you just get in the zone, especially on a longer race. We're doing 30 laps here tonight, but anything longer than that, I start to kind of zone out, and sometimes I'll forget where I'm at on the track.
No, and kind of as you guys were alluding to it, I mean, a lot of that is just patience, knowing which corner you can actually make a move and how to make that move and set it up. got to have that patience, and these tires wear out very, very quickly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 5 laps go by and then a caution comes out. People are coming down to take some fresh rubber.
Well, I'm going to take it every time I can. That's how I do it. But some guys will probably risk it a little bit and not come in and try to gain positions, because it is hard to pass here. Super hard to pass, but that tire wear is going to come into play at least midway through this race for sure. And we're going to see some slipping and sliding. And it should make for some fun racing and maybe some angry people, but we'll see.
So we're just about ready for qualifying now, but what do you guys think about pitting under green? I mean, if these guys do get really spread out and we get some long green flag runs, that's one of the things about Pocono. You can pit under green and come out and still, without losing a lap, you stay on the lead lap if you need to.
Yeah, I'd be a little wary about that. I'm not 100% sure on the fuel run, but I don't know if I would be quite willing to take that gamble unless I absolutely had to.
And another problem pitting under green is, you're coming out of that long sweeping turn at 150, 60, 70 miles an hour, and you gotta cook it down there to 55 miles an hour on pit road, and it is a long pit road.
You got that right.
It's not easy to maneuver.
Did we have a session setup mishap here?
No, it looks like we got an open qualifying session here today. Usually they do a lone qualifier, but today it looks like we're doing some group qualifying.
You know what? That's going to make it even tougher, because any incidents, whether you accidentally bump somebody by getting too close to them or you're running out of room on track, it's going to be tough to get a good lap in.
Yep, that's true, but you could also find your friend, find your buddy, kind of like we always talk about, phone a friend, and maybe make a little bit of draft partnering here and kick up your speed and get up in the top 5 or 10 where you want to be at the start of this race. So it's a little twist, but I'm digging it.
Hey, that's a great point. Teammates, if they coordinate right now to come out of that pit together, they can really help each other out, especially if they're real comfortable running up close with their teammates without bumping.
Well, most of them probably are. I know my teammates, at least one of them isn't. He probably wouldn't be any of assistance on a track like this.
Yeah, that's me,
Mr. English. But yeah, you find your friend. Y'all hang out, push it to the front. Maybe you can all get up there. Because personally, when I'm racing, and especially with my team, I like to kind of be together, so we can kind of strategize where to go. If somebody's super fast, maybe the slower guys like myself can help them out in some way, and so that's kind of probably what they're thinking about right now, since they have qualifying together.
And not only that, but they might also have 3, maybe 4 chances to get a lap in here, because I don't know if there's still going to be the 2-lap maximum attempts.
You know what? I think you're right. I think it's a timed qualifier. They're not usually they're limited to 2 laps, but with a 5-minute time frame window to get those 2 laps in, it looks like it's just a open 5-minute qualifier.
And the admins may have just thrown this in there just to play with these guys. They're kind of in the beginning stages of this network, this corporation, Midwest Days of Thunder Racing. So maybe they were playing with them a little bit. I just got a notification that Joe Archer, Mr. Canada, is not going to be able to race. He got disconnected, and that's kind of sad for him, because I like watching him race. That's a good little race car driver there.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't get his laps in. People don't realize a lot of these guys. They have. I believe Joe moved his family, and I mean he's got things to do, and sometimes you just can't be on to get them laps in, those required practice laps. So he'll be watching tonight, I think, on the stream, and watching his friends and teammates on here.
As we take a ride around here with Gavin Marlin, our current pole sitter, let's look through the list. I believe Gavin is still winless on the season, which just kind of tells you he had 4 wins last season, and to a now very much more competitive season by the looks of it, no wins yet.
Well, he's had some bad luck, you know. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
he's too busy racing real race cars, that kid.
Yeah.
But this is good. I think it helps him train for that. I think he has a good time doing it, and I think he'll be up here in the front on this race, no doubt about it. Unless he gets caught, he's been caught in some crazy situations since we've been watching this series, and hopefully his luck changes tonight.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, everybody has, you know, bad weeks, bad seasons, but yeah, I'm not too worried that he's going to have a bad year here. I think we're only just seeing the beginning of what Gavin can do. So my confidence is high that he's still going to put on a pretty good show.
As the timer runs out on qualifying, drivers who are currently on a lap can finish the lap, so we'll see if anybody can make any last-second moves here. But it doesn't look like Gavin's going to attempt any more time here. Andrew Kobe is still currently running. He was the winner of practice. Let's see if he can improve on his time. He's currently sitting in P2.
Like Al Corey out there trying to get a one last good fast lap in too.
Why wouldn't you? You know, get it in when you
Use
can.
the time. That's right. So what are you doing here, Adam? Are you going to push hard at the beginning, trying to make some track position, or are you going to ride around and maybe let the herd thin out? Because there's a danger in that. You know,
Well,
if you wait too long, they might spread out, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, we got a green flag.
There is.
Green flag for 30 laps, you know?
And that's, you know, you're asking the wrong guy, probably. I'm probably Mr. 14, Mr. 15. That's about as good as I can do. But, you know, I want to finish the race. That's my goal, personally. I'd ride a little bit around and at some point get the feel for your tires and what you think you can do with the car. And maybe there's some points where you can start moving on up into the top of the field. You know, that's kind of what the name of the game is. You know, you have to outlive the race. You can't let the race destroy you. You have to destroy the race, right? You have to take the race to them and the track. So I don't know. Everybody has different philosophies, but that's kind of what I would do. Just kind of sit back and see what happens in front of me.
Long Pond, Pennsylvania is where we're at tonight. It says 74 degrees. Track temp is 113. Sitting in the sun like this, you know, you might start sweating. Sitting out here watching these guys go around this track. If somebody saw you sweating real bad, they might just assume that it's because you were watching Cops, even though we know Cops doesn't come on till 4.
That's so true. But I'll tell you what, I have an ice cold cooler full of beer. I'm enjoying the race. I'm sitting out here. I enjoy the sun personally. I'm from the South.
Oh yeah, I
So,
do too.
I like the sun, and the Pennsylvania sun ain't gonna kill you. You know, it's not gonna kill you like that desert sun down there in Arizona or something like that. So I just sit out here, enjoy the people of Pennsylvania and the Amish community that put on such a great show in the Pocono Hills.
Well, the relative humidity, it says 42%. Man, I'd kill to have 42% down here right now. It's just getting ridiculous.
42% is on the low end where we're from down here in the mid-south. But these guys will be hot in their car. They're going to fight that wheel a little bit. Watch out for cold tires on the first lap or two is kind of my opinion. I don't know what you think about it, Brown, but it should be fun.
It should be a good race as the drivers are now entering their cars, lining up on the grid, getting ready to follow that pace car out for a 1 lap to green. We'll quickly run through your field where Andrew Kobe won the pole and a bonus point, beating out Gavin, who is in second on that last lap attempt, with Chris Watkins starting in third in the 62 machine and Brian Privet in the 55. We got Carlos Ramos in the 90 car starting in fifth, and Terry Freer starting in sixth with Darrell Whitlow in the 9 machine starting in 7th, and Isaac Wilson starting in 8th. Starting in 9th, the 42 of Angel Hernandez, and rounding out your top 10 is John Timms.
Al Corey in the 45 is going to start in 11th position today. Michael Chain in the 25 is 12th. Ryan Simone, whose dad Mike is spotting him tonight, is going to start in 13th position. Michael Giberson, newcomer, he's starting in 14th. Ryan Ayers will be starting 15th position today. And the 89 of Gary Sack will be starting in the 16th position tonight.
Oh, Gary Sack the third from Michigan will be in 16th. That's correct, sir. Terry James, the number 49 car, will be 17th. Stephen Davis, that looks like a newcomer here, in the 18th car. And Thomas Garth in the 91, another newcomer, it looks like, in the 19th car. Joe Archer, like we said, I don't think he's going to race. Then we have Matthew Spires, Tim Harmon, and Richard Gray in the back of the field. And,
Old Michelob.
Yep, number 110, Richard Gray, Mr. Michelob.
As the field starts heading into turn 3 here, Andrew Cove following that pace car. As soon as that pace car comes off, that green flag's going to be waving, so it's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, throw inhibition out the window. We are going racing. Pace car coming down pit road as the green flag flies, and away we go for 30 laps here at Pocono Raceway.
Sidelines wrecking, 77's around, so is Al Corey.
And almost immediately we get a big yellow flag in the back of the pack.
We had the 46 that just didn't go. The 93 checked up to avoid them, and all mayhem broke loose behind them.
Well, and we've talked about it, and it looks like we do have newcomers here. I don't know if one was involved, but these guys haven't raced together that long, and you have to be patient. Just like Alan Brown said, this is patience here, especially when it's your first green flag. Let's calm down a little bit. I think they will, and settle down, and let's let it rip next time we go green.
And Gavin Marlin getting a big jump on that restart there. I think he managed to just get around Andrew, and so he will now start essentially in that number 1 spot. That's just... I'm surprised at how quick that caution came out, guys. Not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I was watching the replay there, the 37 of Matthew Spires. It's almost like he didn't see the cars stopping in front of him. You know, he just couldn't get to the brake fast enough, and man, he sent it right up underneath somebody's bumper pretty hard.
He did, and Al Corey got caught in the mix. Yeah, Al Corey's a veteran of this league. And
Yeah, he's been around.
I'm sure he's seen it all, so I don't think it's going to bother him. He's, they have 2 fast repairs, so they'll all be fine. They're all going to stay on the lead lap. We'll it's kind of like a restart. Let's see what happens. Now, you have to do a little bit more management if you've used your fast repair.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you still have one more. It's a long race, 30 laps. I think they'll be fine.
I think so too, but again, you'd really hate to use up a fast repair so early when, that one extra fast repair, if you get a green-white checker and you got just enough damage to maybe not give you a shot at something, it might hurt you later on.
We talked about how big this track is, okay? It takes, a while for that pace car in the field to get around, even though there should be pacing at 75 miles an hour here. But if you just have some minor damage, you're not going to worry about burning a fast repair on it. Just go in and see what they can fix in that lap that you're waiting for the field to come around, and then just get back out there and catch back up. There's a lot of room for repairs here without using a fast repair.
No, I agree, but I'm checking out Gavin Marlin's new car. He's got a new paint job. Facebook.com, Gavin Marlin Racing 7G. Look at this kid. He's promoting himself. He's in first place at the moment. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I hope he finishes this race and does very well, because he's been around a little bit, and he deserves to not get wrecked out like he has in a few of the last races.
And well, gotta ask, it was a quick yellow. We didn't get really any laps in. Do you want new tires?
Hell no, I'm staying out, man. That's not enough. We didn't even get a whole lap under green. I mean, they were wrecking at the start of the race, so you're not gonna put any wear on these tires in that short amount of time. I'm definitely staying out.
Actually, Alan and I usually agree, but usually we were talking about pitting. But yeah, no, stay out there. You might have actually warmed them up a little bit, made it even better for yourself. So stay out there. It's not time to get new tires for sure.
So I think they have enabled the shorter pit laps here, or the pace laps, excuse me, as the lights on the pace car go off. We are going to be 1 lap to green here to get this race restarted, which is what we're all here for. We're not here for caution riding around. We're here to see racing.
And it takes about 2 minutes for them to get around here under caution. Like we said, the pace car is supposed to set that cruise control at 75, but this is a 2.5 mile track, so it's going to take them a little bit to get around here.
Well, as you're going around here, what are your thoughts? I mean, you just saw kind of a pretty big crash at the beginning. Are you going to lay off a little bit as you get this green, or are you going to punch it? I mean, I think you might have learned a little bit from the last restart that you may want to be a little bit more careful here.
I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. I may even pull just to the side so I can see the car in front of the car in front of me. In case we have a checkup or something, you might see it coming a little better.
I think these guys are a little afraid of losing the pack, and that's why they're kind of bunched up here, because you want to use a little bit of that downforce from the other cars to help you get through. So that's probably why they got so tight. They were so nervous. They were ready to go. We'll see what happens here, and it's about to start.
And it is also very easy to spin the tires at this track, and the car does really not like going full hammer throttle at the get-go. But sometimes, you might need to kind of learn that throttle control, and this is why this series exists. As they enter turn 3, following the pace car with the lights off. Pace car coming down here in just a moment to resume racing with the green flag. Gavin Marlin will lead us to it with Andrew Kobe on the outside, Brian Privet in 3rd, and Chris Watkins in 4th. Green flag comes out and away they go. Gavin getting a nice little jump there on Andrew as they go down the front stretch. Got a little while before they get to turn 1, but it is a braking zone into turn 1, so let's hope everyone leaves enough room as Gavin moves up the track to take a preferred line through the corner, and he will increase his gap a little bit as they're too wide racing behind him.
At 25 down on the apron, getting a little bit loose, but he's able to save it so far.
Yeah, that was a lot more smooth than the original start. So we'll just go with that one as the first green flag, because that was actually nice. Now they're settling in here as they come into the tough turn.
Yeah, down through the short chute, it looks like the top 10 are all single file, and maybe they're just now gonna be, let's ride it out and catch Gavin, because he's opened up a decent gap, at least half a second.
And we got one in the wall back here. It's like the 91 of Thomas Girth. And the yellow's out.
And the yellow is out. Another quick caution. Let's go take a quick look back at that one again.
What happened with Thomas there?
I don't know. He might have just missed his braking point or turn in or something. We'll let's rewind this a little bit more and see what actually happened here.
Well, everybody has different braking points, and honestly, the tires are not, at this point, they're still not warm. So, there could be a number of things. And the experience at this track is difficult. It's not easy by any means, especially with this car.
No, and it
looked like that might have been netcode, huh?
A little bit of netcode, and I think he was kind of drifting out to then turn down into the corner, and a car kind of snuck up on him, and so thankfully he was able to catch it in time to not take anybody out or come across somebody's nose. But I think you're right. I think a little bit of netcode helped him around there down into the inside grass.
Al Corey's getting a wave around here. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm showing that the 85 is the first car lap down, but maybe something happened there behind the scenes that we didn't see. But
Yeah.
Al's looks like he's getting a lap back here.
Oh,
so that's
as
good for him.
Gavin was looking to maybe come down pit road, but decides, maybe not.
No takers, yeah.
He pulled the old okey doke. Try to see if you can get somebody else to go down while you don't go down. So we've all seen that before.
Thought maybe
playing around.
I thought maybe Manny Valdez was driving that 14 for a second. The way he likes to do that fake out thing.
The old fastest chicken in the South. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Manny's one of the best drivers we have in this series. And if y'all are just watching for the first time, Midwest Days of Thunder is a great league for families, friends. You can make lifetime friends here. You move up. It's progressive, right? Is that right, English? How you move up from league,
Yeah, that's
from
what I call
series
it.
to series.
Yeah.
I think that's the right term for it.
Yep. So if anybody out there is looking for a racing home that, you're tired of the league you're in or you're not getting along with folks, you'll meet some really good people here. There's people here from Southern California to Maine, Washington State to Florida. I mean, they're everywhere. Across Canada. I think we have one of the series. I think we have a guy from Australia or New Zealand that I guess he gets up early in the morning and races with us. I'm not really sure how that works, but they come from all walks of life. And Midwest Days of Thunder on iRacing. Check them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Midwest Days of Thunder. These guys, and this is what we would consider the rookie league, correct? Kind of like actual real NASCAR. This is kind of how it progresses, Here you have your Arca cars, you have your Xfinity cars and drivers, and then the top of the line, if you want to be a big timer, you can make your way to Cup and race with the big boys. But you're gonna have to meet some pretty tough cats if you're gonna get up there and try to win, because they really go at it and they are professional and they know how to race.
As we take a quick look through our leaderboard, some movers of the race, Ryan Ayers, even though we're kind of just begun, has moved up 7 positions and is sitting at 8th in that 4 car there, coming out of Minnesota.
Yeah, man, to make that many positions this quick, he had to have been on a tear there.
Yeah, well, and how much of it was people making mistakes in front of them, That.
Oh yeah.
But take advantage of it, though. Take advantage. Every move is a move.
That's right. Positions gained by attrition are still positions gained. It's about being careful and taking care of that car.
Well, and Ryan Ayers he's MPN Esports. He's sitting 4th in the standings, so every move he makes is pretty important to him at this point in the series.
As they're coming into the tunnel turn with 1 lap to the green flag. Got Gavin Marlin leading us off with Andrew Cobe on the outside, Chris Watkins in 3rd, Brian Privet in 4th, the 9 of Darrell Whitlow in 5th, Carlos Ramos in 6th, Angel Hernandez in 7th, Ryan Ayers, like we said, in 8th, Isaac Wilson in 9th, and Terry Freer rounding out that top 10 there.
And it looks like Stephen Davis did get his lap back, so he'll be starting on the tail end here. Good for him. You got Gary Sack down there. He's 6 laps down. I'm not sure if he forgot to check a fast repair or he had some other issue, but looks like we're about to go green.
Yep, pace car coming off. Green flag is waving right now. Gavin Marlin leading him down the front straightaway. Not a big jump from him, but Andrew Cobe got a big jump, taking that lead away. Side by side they go down into turn 1. Let's see if they give each other room, as they're still too wide. I think the outside line might get a little bit benefit of a run off the corner, but I think Gavin's going to be able to hold him off.
Bunch of cars here too wide still, but they're giving each other room. It looks like they're being a lot more careful this go around.
And then as they come in the tunnel turn, we'll see how careful they are, because it's a tricky one right here. It's more tricky than the real Mrs. Poindexter, I'll tell you that.
She's tricky, all right. It's like the 46 tried to make a move on the 93, but couldn't quite get there. It's real hard to make a pass in that turn, too.
As we still kind of sit here watching the battle for the lead, 2 wide still. Andrew Coe trying to make the pass on Gavin. Not quite 100% done yet, but that will be a lap led for him, as it's kind of scored that way. And the top 4 are 2 wide.
It's looking interesting there, as there's 2 wide pretty much all the way down the racetrack here, and they seem to be holding it. It seems like they're settling in, and things are happening. They're looking at those beautiful trees to the right of them, and maybe some Amish folks. Let's just settle in and have a good race.
Look, man, this is exciting as all get out. When you see this many cars running 2 wide, you know, a few laps in here. I've seen a couple cars catch a little bit too much of the apron coming in the turns, and it'll really upset that car something terrible.
As we take a look, oh, the 46 and the 77 hard into the wall coming out of turn 3.
They kept it rolling, though, and keep the green flag out for a little while.
That happens. You know, that doesn't have the turn 3 doesn't have as much banking as the other turns. You kind of tend to glide right up in there if you're coming in a little bit too fast.
And you can't get on that gas as soon as you really want to coming out of 3, because you'll spin back into that car around pretty quick.
Right. Oh, look at old red stick, little red stick Ryan Simone. He's in the little pack here at number 12. They're battling here, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kind of really going at it.
Man, we've got some great action, great battles all over the track, including a little bit of 3 wide there with the 46 and the 25. And I mean, they're being aggressive early here. Is it too early to be this aggressive, Alan, or is it go time yet?
You know, there's only one way to find out, and that's waiting to see if a caution comes out or if someone's tires don't last as long as they wish, as Andrew Coe passes Gavin Marlin for the lead back, with Chris Watkins and Brian Privet fighting it out for the 3rd spot.
And we hadn't mentioned Angel Hernandez. He's always in the top. He's sitting at number 8 right now. Looks like he's kind of racing his race. He's waiting for somebody to make a mistake up front so they can pounce on him.
Keep in mind, too, the top 5 cars have not pitted at all. In fact, out of the top 10, only 2 cars have pitted. So, you know, these guys are going to be screaming for tires here in about another maybe 5 or 6 laps. What do you think?
Well, not only screaming for tires, but because of how quick those cautions came out, I don't know what that did to the fuel run. They could be good on fuel for all I know.
Well, I'm screaming for tires now. We're 13 laps in. I don't care if we've had a couple caution laps or whatever. I'm wanting those tires personally. But we'll see how these guys play out. Brian Pivot in the 55 Bojangles car. He's up there in the 3rd position, but he looks like he lost a little momentum out of turn 1.
It looks like Andrew and Gavin are kind of starting to pull away from these guys because they're not really racing each other now. They're kind of sitting single file, and maybe Gavin's now sitting back here kind of feeling out because Andrew is kind of relatively new to the league, to kind of see what kind of driving style he's got.
Well, speaking of new, this Chris W. Watkins in the 62 car, I don't think we've seen him before, but he's sitting number 4. It looks like he's trying to make his way to a podium position here. He's making a move here on the 55 car.
He's a little Texas boy, I believe. Yeah, this is the first time I think we've called his name on a race. He may have been one of the guys that got picked up on a recruitment race, and the Texas native of Watkins out there trying to make something happen in his first race. I believe it's his first race here.
No, this is his 2nd race. I don't know which race was his first one. It might have been when we were off last week when the racers were at North Wilkesboro.
Somebody's
Oh,
got to keep my facts straight, you know.
That's right. I was in Colorado fighting bears and everything. I'll tell you all about that after the race. But it's shaking out to be pretty good after those first few laps. You know, now we're getting a little green flag run.
It's been somewhat calm, but it hadn't been boring. That's for sure.
Yeah, and this is where you start your strategies. What are you going to do? Do you need tires, or how is your fuel? You know, that's what these guys are working with their spotters, or Gavin with his dad, or I think Red Stick Mike Simone is working with his son too, Ryan Simone. Is that correct?
He's spotting for him tonight. Mike's spotting for Ryan tonight, but I want to go back to something that Alan Brown said about fuel. I mean, did those two long cautions, was that enough fuel savings where these cars can make it? Or are they going to be a couple laps short?
You know what?
They're wrecking.
Reckoning 2 is what I heard on the radio.
Still green here.
Still green flag racing as it looks like Brian Privet makes a pass on Gavin Marlin. It looks like Al Corey and Terry James have an issue.
73 of Tim Harmon, I think, may have been involved in something too, because he was pretty slow getting back up to speed there. I think he just may have scraped the wall.
As we see the 45 of Al Corey sitting in the pits with a lot of damage. So we'll.
Somebody just towed too.
He's
49. The 49 tow. I think Terry James may have been stopped down there on the inside wall and towed.
Al Corey's had a tough one.
Yeah, he's had some bad luck tonight.
You ain't kidding. Let's take a quick go back and look to kind of see what happens. Kind of looks like Al was kind of on his own and wrecked, and someone else kind of just decided to go to the inside wall and join him. That was new.
Well,
I can say that was pretty new. I haven't seen that one.
Your eyes are on the guy in front of you, right? You're just kind of following them right into their death zone. So it happens. It's all about the concentration, especially here. And after you've ripped off a few laps like we have, it kind of gets a little bit of, you start losing your focus, and that's really what you got to stay on, is just stay focused. Remember every turn, remember your points, and you'll be okay.
That was the 49 of Terry James that ended up towing after going and following Al Corey to the inside wall. I'm not sure why he towed. His car did look like it had some damage on it. He may have been involved in an accident that we didn't see.
Well, here's what I'm concerned about. Gavin Marlin has dropped a little bit here at 2 or 3 spots, and now he looks like he's moving up a little bit. Do you think he's lost a little bit of tire or something like that because he was running so hard?
He may have. He's a younger guy, and he's not brand new to iRacing. He's done some, but maybe he hadn't turned a whole lot of laps here. Maybe he did kind of cook that right front, or maybe he's just like we said, being patient. I mean, the key to the race is patience, right? That's what we were talking about at the beginning here. He may just be exercising some patience here.
And we got our current season leader down pit road, Isaac Wilson. Time to find out if, because I don't think I've seen him have any issues today with anything. So it's might be time for those strategy plays.
The door's open. So if you're the 44, Adam, do you go ahead and pit now?
I'm not sure. I think you give it a couple more laps, but I think the 93 was he's on his own strategy, his team strategy, and we'll see if it works out for him. Little red stick Ryan Simone is 1 lap down now, so he will be the lucky dog if we get caution here in the near future.
I'm not seeing anybody follow the 93 down pit road just yet.
No, so this might be one of those cases. Do you guys know if the 93 has someone spotting for him tonight?
I'm not sure. I can check. Stand by. I don't see a spotter or a crew chief up, so he may be just winging it on his own tonight.
All right. Well, we'll see how it plays out.
And you can talk about that with teammates before the race. You know, your strategy, how you think it's going to go, and if we do this, I'm going to do that. And Looks like we do have one other
Yeah, we got a
tanker on
couple more
pit
pitters.
road.
Yeah, Chris
Start
Watkins coming down. He was sitting there in the second position. So, and John Timms is coming down now too. So I think a lot of these guys are now starting to realize maybe we're not gonna quite make it on fuel.
I definitely, if I was one of these guys running up front like Gavin or Andrew, I would start thinking about pitting because you got 10 laps left. Is the tire fall off really going to be enough to hurt you if you stay out a little farther or a little bit longer? I mean,
Well,
I'm not really sure that it'll hurt you too much.
For Andrew, I don't think it's going to hurt him at really much at all because he's got that clean air up front, so he's not worried about trying to fight and drive around other drivers and maybe change up his line. So he might, but as he comes down pit road, and here comes Gavin and Brian and Carlos following right behind. Carlos coming in very hot, so we'll see. I don't think there'll be any penalties, but we'll have to see. So that gives the provisional lead to Daryl. Let's see if he stays out or if he decides to come down after this lap, after seeing those guys come down. We got 10 laps to go.
The 9 of Daryl Whitlow, I'm not sure that he knew those guys were going to pit right there. He probably just said, I'll wait and pit next lap. Well, like you said, we're about to find out here, but he's definitely going to need to pit. He's the only car in the field right now that has not pitted.
Well, he's going to gain an extra point, and that's something. And something interesting happened here. I was watching on pit road because that's when I'm down here with my cooler and everything. Brian Pivot in the number 55 car, I believe, is the only one that took 2 right side tires. Everybody else took 4. So he had a little strategy, and we'll see if that plays out and works for him because he's the only one that took the 2 right side tires. Everybody else took 4.
As Daryl Whitlow comes down pit lane, so now Tim Harmon is your current leader, and he did pit back on lap 2. I don't know if that's going to give him enough to make it, because apparently these guys who hadn't pitted definitely didn't think so.
Yeah, they're definitely got different. They got different schools of thought going on here, so I'm not sure if he's going to have enough to make it, but if he does, man, it might be the genius move of the race here, the 73 of Tim Harmon. Wow. He does have a crew chief tonight, by the way, that's crunching numbers for him and spotting for him. And the caution's out.
Oh, no. Caution comes out. It looks like, I think, Michael Chaney having an issue down there on the front stretch. Let's take a quick look back at it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do our fast action rewind.
Well, I know Michael Chaney's had some top 5s. He's been racing his tail off in this series, so kind of interesting to see him in
I don't think he hit anything.
No, he didn't hit anything. Just got loose coming out of turn 3, and that was just enough to block the track.
Man. What do you think about that, Adam? All he was looking at was the damn barrels. He about we've seen people plow them barrels.
Sometimes you're looking at the barrels, or you see those horses out there to the right. You just never know.
Oh man,
it happens. Cold tire, old tire, one or the other. You know, it's tough track. This isn't easy, and we're coming in to the what do we have? 7 to go here, 6, 7 to go. So
yeah, by
the time we go green, we might have less than that here.
Yeah, I think we'll be taking the green at 5 to go. It might be 6, but here's a question for you guys. Tim Harmon, your current leader, with Michael Giberson in 2nd, Stephen Davis in 3rd, and Thomas Girth in 4th. They all pitted on laps 2, 7, 6, and 6. So they're on older tires. Knowing that we might have a short run here, do you risk giving up that position for some fresh tires now, or?
I don't know what you do here. I mean, these are newcomers. The guys running in front. I mean, looks like we might have a taker. Maybe only one. Let's see. Looks like Harmon's the only one that's going to pit. So I'd be watching Brian Privet right now. He's got new right side tires. The 3 guys in front of him, don't have. I see. Well, I guess the last time they got tires was lap 6 or 7. So watch Privet here, man, on this restart. He's going to be starting row 2 on the outside. He might have something for him. It might get a little dicey up there. It's coming down to the wire. It's time to start being aggressive.
I think he will. And Tim Harmon has a veteran, I think, spot for him tonight. Greg Klein, Angry Idiots machine. So maybe he's got something up his sleeve. Maybe he has a trick. I don't know. That would have been a tough call when you're leading the race, but he probably would have gotten run over there within the last couple laps just because of the old tire situation.
Yeah, and currently our top 3 with Michael Giberson, he's up 13 positions from where he started. Stephen Davis is up 16 positions from where he started, and Thomas Girth is up 16 positions from where he started. So these guys were in the back from the get-go, and that might lead to their decision here too to stay out. And yeah, they may not get the win, but they might get that hard charger award and kind of stay up there towards the front.
Every point counts. And Michael Giberson from Illinois, he's a Blues brother. I've never seen this kid before, but he's leading the race right now, which is pretty crazy. Is this his first Arca race? I don't remember seeing him, but he's an Illinois kid.
Yeah, a couple new guys from the Midwest up here. They're definitely driving pretty impressive tonight. I'm trying to look and see. I don't think anyone's gained as many positions as those top 3 guys. They've just stuck together, went from the back to the front. They're really getting their names out there tonight.
And it looks like they're all teammates, as well as their paint schemes are
very
similar.
That explains a lot of the strategy similarities, doesn't it?
Are they doing a Midwest Days of Thunder takeover? Is that what they're trying to do here? And show their stuff as a team and work their way up into the Xfinity Series? That's pretty crazy because, yeah, they all started kind of back in the pack.
Yeah, it's looks like a lime green car takeover here tonight.
You can't miss them on the track, that's for sure. You can definitely see where them guys are running. What's their team name? Do y'all know?
I actually don't.
It says FB.com Grumpy Gramp. I don't know if they have another team, but
Gramp, huh?
they got a City Chevrolet car. They're all the lime green, yellow or green or whatever the heck it is. Looks like a damn chartreuse fishing lure is what it looks like to me. I'd fish that in cloudy skies personally with Buddy.
Oh yeah.
So here we go, boys. We'll see how these guys do. And looks like they're going to try to take this thing over.
As the lights on the pace car are off, coming down the short chute, Michael Giberson in the 32 car is gonna bring us to the green flag with Stephen Davis in the 85 on his outside. Thomas Girth in the 91 starting in third, with Brian Privet, who just pitted and is on fresh tires, is on that outside in fourth.
So I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference, but Darrell Whitlow, because he pitted a little bit later than a couple of these guys, he's going to have newer tires. Looks like we're going green here.
Yep, pace car's off, green flag's waving, and that was the weirdest stack up I think I've seen. I don't know if they might have...
3 wide.
3 wide, looking 4 wide, sitting behind those 3 teammates there up front.
Better sort that out before they get to 1 here.
And Gavin Marlin making a big move, pushing it all the way up. He's now into second with a big run. Oh, big wreck. Big wreck. And there's the yellow flag.
46, the 93, a lot of cars piled up in that big old mess.
I'll tell you what, these fishing lures riding up front, they don't know about Gavin. He's gunning for him. I think they were trying to block him personally, but Gavin ain't going to have no part of that. So he'll be up there when we restart, and we'll kind of wash out what happened back here in the back. It sounds like the radio's going a little crazy.
As we kind of look here to see what happened. Oh!
The Valvoline car was
looked like the Valvoline car got a little too feisty into the turn and wasn't prepared for how much the checkup was, and That's a lot of cars with a
Damn.
lot of damage. Let's hope they have fast repairs left.
You know, the 44's got to feel bad about that. I mean, I don't think he intended to cause a big accident there, but he's probably kicking himself now. You know, but you can't dwell on it. You just got to think about what you're going to do here during this caution.
Yeah, and we're coming full circle, correct? I mean, this kind of looks like the beginning of the race here. We had a good long green run, green flag run during kind of the middle, but the beginning was kind of feisty, and looks like the end is going to be kind of feisty. So they're just fighting. They're trying to get where they can get. You know, they got cold tires. They're pushing. They're trying to make spots, and I think we're going to have a green-white checker here at the end. Is that correct, Mr. Brown?
I believe so, and I think it's going to be our first green-white checker. I'm not 100% positive, but it might be our first of 2 attempts at it. As we kind of look back through to see who kind of got involved in that incident back there, you got Thomas Girth getting involved, Ryan Ayers getting involved, Terry Freer involved, Isaac Wilson involved, and Ryan Simone was also involved. Al Corey, who's just, man, he hasn't had a bit of luck in just about any of these seasons that he's been running. He was involved in that one as well, and he was involved in stuff early on in the race too.
He's been tagged and everything. He drives that Canadian Tire car. I believe he's from Canada. I think he lives in Texas down around my parts, but definitely loves Canada according to his vehicle. But man, this Pennsylvania Amish 75 miler, it's been tough. It's been hard.
Looks like the 25 got an EOL. I'm not sure the reason there. I know he come in contact with a couple of cars at the tail end of that caution when everybody's kind of checking up and people are trying to get their wrecked cars back straight again and go to start pacing. But it's like the 25 got a...
He got an EOL because we have an administration here in Midwest Days of Thunder. So if y'all are looking to race, there are people in charge. There are people watching everybody's move. If they believe, it's kind of like, you know, the Supreme Court. We believe he kind of made a mistake here, and we're going to push him to an EOL penalty. He's going to go to the back of the line, and it's unfortunate for him, but I think it helps the league and develop these guys. Hey, I pushed it a little bit too much, and they realize when they get penalized that they're not going to do it again.
And it's very open here. I mean, there's admins. The admins are very accessible here. So if you get penalized and you felt like you got done wrong, all you got to do is send a message via Discord or whatever to your admin of your particular series, and they'll be glad to explain it to you. They're not going to belittle you or anything like that. They're going to talk to you about it, and they're very open about stuff like that. They'll, you know, it's a especially in the Arca series. It's not really a beginner series. But this is where you got to start out when you join the league. So
yeah, I don't want to call it a beginner series because these guys could be driving for years. But for this league, you just come into the league. It doesn't matter if your ride rating's 5,000 or 25 like mine. You have to start it in the Arca series and then work your way up. And you know, it makes it more interesting. It makes it more fun. A lot of the guys are super cool. I mean, everybody has issues, especially when it gets to the kind of the end of whatever series you're running. People get a little heated because they're trying to make ground up, and it's just fun stuff, you guys.
But even if you're a veteran driver and been driving a long time, you never stop learning. I mean, I've heard that preached before about lifelong learning. Well, even if you're the best guy out there,
you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's
can.
Correct. And
that's exactly right.
With this platform we're on, which is a simulation, it's not a game, by the way. They changed the model, the tire model. They changed the model of the car. They changed all kinds of aerodynamics. It's always shifting and changing, and the tracks are different. So everything is different, right? So you have to kind of do your homework. This isn't just sit down and go. You have to do a little homework on stuff like this.
I love this shot that Brown's got. This is what the spotters see. when they're standing on top of these press boxes, having to look all the way across this 2.5 mile track to see these cars in turn 2 and coming into 3. You know, it's got to be a hard job being a spotter at a real race like this, because this is the best view you're going to get.
As the lights on the pace car are off, they're all stacked up, getting ready to go. Michael Giberson, your current leader, with Gavin Marlin on his outside. Pace car coming down pit road, getting ready to resume racing here. And away we go. Green flag's out. Michael getting a nice jump on Gavin there. But Gavin's got that fresh tire, so we'll see how deep Mike can dig. Down towards turn 1, 2 wide behind him, fighting over that second spot, Daryl Whitlow and Steven Davis, and it looks like Daryl's easily going to get by, and Gavin easily moving up the inside past Michael, and Daryl getting the run on the outside to stay in that second spot.
We talked about Daryl Whitlow. He took 2 right side tires when a lot of guys didn't take any tires, so... Oh, we're 3 wide right back here for about 5th and 6th.
That's true, but the top 2 are veterans.
Oh, as there's a big wreck coming out of the
Big
tunnel
wreck.
turn, bringing out a yellow flag.
Well, I
77.
can't say that's surprising. They're fighting, gunning, trying to get to that next flag, and there we go. And that sucks for Gavin, man. He took off. I don't know what happened there on that backstretch, but he just flew past one of those newcomers and took the lead with Whitlow behind him. And those 2 guys are veterans of this Midwest Days of Thunder series.
So it looks like Giberson had it 3 wide coming in there and came up on the 77 and maybe the 62. And
What do you think he did? Just cook it in too hot, or did he not shift at the right moment?
well, I mean, they were already 3 wide right here, and it looks like the 32 may have just slid up a little bit.
That's what it looked
Yeah.
like for me. It's but again, you know, we're getting down into crunch time, so you know, some moves are smart, some moves are stupid, and some moves are necessary, and you know, only the driver could tell you what that situation
And
was.
sometimes it's a combination of, you know, 1 or more of those. You know,
Yeah.
you may have to make a stupid move to, or a desperate move, to make something happen late here, especially if you think you got a better race car than the guys directly around you.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's right.
And this
Yes,
is
sir.
the end here. So I'm on that restart. I was watching Steven Davis there in the number 85 car, and Gavin just went by like he was walking. He was walking on the backstretch. I don't know what happened to him, but now he's stacked back up. He's got equal opportunity to catch Gavin and Daryl Whitlow. So these top 3 for the podium, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight, and it's going to be awesome to watch here.
I'll tell you why Gavin had such an easy time. I mean, Steven Davis hasn't been in since lap 6. Gavin Marlin's got tires that are only 12 laps old or so. So I think that's a lot of the reason. Steven Davis was he was working that strategy. He was committed to it. These cautions just kind of caught up to him, though.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for them, but also for the rest of the field, you kind of got to watch out for Steve and Michael, knowing that they are on older tires and they're, you know, now not necessarily on the front row. They're kind of mixed in there. You got to watch out and kind of figure out your runs carefully.
So
You think taking 2 tires is going to come back and bite Daryl Whitlow in the butt here, or do you think that's still the right call? Do you think he's got enough to stay out there?
I think where this race finishes up is going to be the telling factor of that. I mean, yeah, these guys are on 12 lap tires or so, but I mean, how much of that's been under, you know, green flag racing? I mean, we've had a few cautions here come right after each other, so they haven't even completed a full heat up cool down cycle yet.
yeah, these new guys that they had a different strategy, like you said, Davis and Giberson, And I think it's biting them right now, but they're learning. I think this is their first race with MDOT is what we were talking about. So they're kind of learning. Everybody else is learning them, and I think we got a 2-horse race here in the front, and I think we'll be able to tell how that plays out in the next 3 laps. What do y'all think?
I think don't take your eyes off of Brian Privet. He's going to be starting in 4th. He's also on fresher tires. He pitted the same lap as Gavin, so he could make a move here coming towards the end. And Angel Hernandez is kind of lurking in that 6th spot as well.
And he has the freshest tires of all of them, Angel Hernandez, and he has been done a really good job in this series. You know, I think he's from Illinois as well, man, and the Illinois guys are coming after it tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely showing themselves on the track tonight. And John Timms, it looks like he's going to fall back to around 15th place or so. He's been involved in several of these accidents tonight, and not always his own fault. You know, sometimes it just happens to you. So John Timms and Al Corey tonight, I tell you what, they're wishing they could start this race over, I'm sure.
Well, we all have those races, but you know, you got to keep clicking the laps, get you some positions, and it's all about the series standings at this point for them. And just keep pushing up, try to maintain what you have. You know, try not to lose any spots in the series standings.
Through the tunnel turn, I believe this is going to be our 2nd attempt at the green-white checkered. This would be our last attempt. So next flag pretty much ends it.
So these guys right now, they're thinking about the timing on this pace car ducking off, because that green flag comes out right after that pace car ducks off. They're watching it.
Turn 3, pace car coming down pit road. Gavin Marlin, your leader, bringing us to the green flag as it waves, and here we go back racing. Darrell Whitlow sticking close to him on the outside down the long straightaway. Gavin Marlin on that inside line. Let's see if they give each other a little bit of room here.
They were 3 wide back here with Al Corey in them, but looks like they sorted it out.
Yeah, looks like they're
still
4
3
wide
wide.
back there.
Going into 1 here. If they take the white flag, they're going to have to race it out here. It doesn't matter if there's wrecks after they take the white flag here.
No, not at all. Gavin Marlin taking the lead, starting to pull slightly away. Caution is out.
93 involved in that one.
Well, that's too bad for him, but you know what? Congratulations, Gavin. I think Gavin did a good job in this race.
Oh, looks like the 77 got spun again.
John J. Timms, man, he's had a hell of a run here in this series. It looks like he's just having one of those days that you just don't forget about.
Yeah. The 37 and the 93 got together on that one. I think that was secondary to what happened in front of them. It was like the 46 and the 30. I can't really see my screen. 32, I think. 32 and the 46 got together just in front of the 93 and the 37 getting together. So multiple causes there, I think.
Yeah, and so I guess we get to see now whether or not that was our last attempt to go back racing or not. I knew it was a little close to...
I believe it was. I think it was 2 of 2.
Yeah,
that's what I had on my screen.
It's the wrap, boys. Gavin Marlin got him a win, and we talked about it earlier. He deserves it. He earned it. He's been doing this a while, and really proud of that kid. He's coming out here and racing with these guys and giving it to them, basically. And the newcomers, they had a good run, but I think their tire strategy failed them in the end.
Yeah, they didn't really predict what was going to happen here with these last few cautions. I mean, you really can't. And Darrell Whitlow up there in second with that 2 tires on the right side, that one spot. He was able to keep a lot of that track position until he pitted again, so good job from Daryl Whitlow there and Angel Hernandez, who moved up a few spots there to take third.
Same with Brian Privet. He only got 2, and he's in the top 5. Now, Andrew Cole, man, they made a good run, and it was a good race. It was an interesting race. Let's put it that way. Just kind of like this track.
Oh, yeah.
I would call it interesting.
As Gavin Marlin picking up first win on the season. We saw it a little earlier in the Facebook chat, but Daryl Whitlow already saying great race, Gavin, even before those green-white checkers. So, unfortunately, I don't think Gavin is in the Discord, so let us get Daryl Whitlow up here in the booth, finishing in second place. Hey, Daryl, got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, great run. Unfortunate ending there. We kind of didn't get to finish this one under green flag laps, but finishing P2 nonetheless, up 5 positions from where you started. How do you think your race went?
It was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I was so far off pace during practice and qualifying. I was like, just finish top 10, I'll be happy. So once the race started going, then I was able to, follow everybody's lines and, kind of just pick up where everybody was running. I, felt like I was keeping a lot better pace. So I thought it was great.
So one of the pit stops, I think it was your first pit stop there.
Oh yeah, I drove through that.
Did you only take 2 tires there?
No, so I pitted right before the caution came out.
Oh,
so
okay.
I stayed out because I was trying to get an extra point for leading a lap, and I think I got that.
Gotcha.
And then I pitted that next lap, and then as soon as I was coming out the pits, the yellow hit. I was like, oh, snap. Perfect time.
Well, you had a hell of a race. Let's just be honest here. Do you think you had anything for Gavin if it would have gone green there? Because Gavin was running a pretty good race.
No, I couldn't get him in 1 and 2, or turn 1 and 2. I think I could have drove up on his bumper, but
right.
I mean, I didn't want to spin him or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I was just kind of, as long as I had a gap behind me, I didn't really care. I was like, just, he's so much faster in turn 1, and like I said, I was so far off pace.
Yeah, turn 1 is tough too. Yeah, Matt, you had a heck of a race. It was cool to watch y'all, and I mean, we had a few cautions that probably we shouldn't have had, but man, it was a good race, and good job. I appreciate your effort out there tonight.
Yeah, good classy moves out there, man. Classy.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said, Gavin, was way faster. I could have probably got to his bumper in 2 or 3, but I wasn't going to catch him in 1, so it didn't really matter too much. But, I mean, he had a great race, so I'm happy for him getting another win.
Yeah, and that's Daryl Whitlow, your position 2 for tonight. Again, congratulations, man. Go have a beer or something now.
Yeah, I got clean.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yep. Bye.
All right. So it looks like Gavin popping into the Discord. Let's pull him in really quick and get an interview from our race winner. If I can. For some reason, I can't move him.
It's hard to move the best. It's hard to move the best.
I know it's hard to move the best, man.
He don't want to move. He don't want to talk. He don't want to talk. He just wants to race. That's what he does in real life. That's what he does on iRacing. And his dad is
got him.
No, that was Daryl.
Damn it.
Taking care of him there. So I don't know. I'm super happy for him because he had been had a couple bad races, and it wasn't his own fault, but things happen for him, and now he gets to have a victory here in the Midwest Days of Thunder series.
Yeah. Well, as I messaged one of the admins hoping to get Gavin in here. I don't know why it wasn't allowing me to drag him in.
Well, he's an elusive kid.
I can't move him either. I don't.
He's probably got school in the morning or something crazy,
It's summertime.
Yeah, boy needs to be out on the racetrack. And he's probably racing another race, trying to do some more simulation, getting ready for his next real race.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is here. We're having a little bit of technical problem. Sorry, guys, but trying to get Gavin in the broadcast booth here is proving to be an impossible task right now.
Well, apparently. So let's try to get our third place finisher, Angel Hernandez, up here in the booth. I see that he's currently muted, but it just might be because he's waiting for us to drag him up here. So, hey, Angel, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man, congratulations on finishing third in that race, moving up 6 positions. It looked like you were kind of battling in the middle of the pack just about the entire race until the end there. Was that a strategic move, or were you just that's what the pace was?
I think towards the beginning, I was still trying to figure out what to do with the car, and I think that was just off of pace. And later on, I think I sort of learned a little more just from following cars. And yeah,
We sure enjoyed watching you, man. You always put on a pretty good show, and up 6 positions from where you started. That's a great run, but I'm sure you're not completely satisfied with it. What tracks are you looking forward to racing later on this season that you think you can do really well at?
I think I could have possibly gotten the win there, but I think after that, looking at the schedule right now, I don't know. I'm just looking for either Phoenix or Charlotte. I'm not really the best at either, I think. So I'm just looking, hopefully, to get a good finish there.
You're one of those guys that's very consistent, and what'd you have to say? I'm sorry, Adam, I cut you off, brother.
No, I was just saying, it doesn't matter if you get your laps in, to get a little practice in. You're currently, before this race, you were setting 5 in the point standing, so this should bump you up a little bit, and you're going to be in there for the championship if you keep rolling.
All right.
So yeah. Again, congratulations on the third, Angel. We look forward to seeing you next week and hopefully picking up that elusive win on the season. So good luck next week, man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, good job. Cool. What a interesting Pennsylvania Amish 75 we had here, guys.
Yeah, that is no joke. Yeah, it looks like I'm not quite able to pull him in.
Yeah, I don't. We're still having problems trying to pull Gavin Marlin down here for an interview. Doesn't look like the admins were able to fix it.
I'm currently messaging his dad right now. So it looks like it might be a channel permission issue in our Discord here.
Well, he's still a kid. You don't want to talk to strangers, right? I mean, we're a couple of old strangers. We don't want to screw up the permission list.
But this win's going to do wonders for him in the points. I mean, and we're not talking about just a win here. We're talking about laps led. I'm not sure if he led the most laps tonight. But we talked a little bit about bonus points and how that works. Bonus points are very, very important. It doesn't matter if it's Arca, Xfinity, or Cup. The bonus points that you get at these races, they help you out later on in the season. Maybe if you're racing a track that you're might not be as quick as everybody else, those bonus points are going to come back and help boost you up a little bit. So anytime you can get a lead a lap or lead the most laps or fastest lap or jump on those opportunities.
That's what Daryl Whitlow was talking about.
As we finally are able to get a hold of our race winner, man. Sorry about that technical issues. Gavin Marlin winning this race here at Pocono. Congratulations on the first win of the season. How good does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. We're doing pretty good in the series. Hope we can go on and win the championship.
Well, we know you've got a car and attitude that can get it done. We really enjoy watching you race on iRacing. Talk a little bit about your real life racing career, and I know people can see you on Dirt Vision TV if they follow those links and follow that type of racing. What kind of racing do you do in real life, Gavin?
Yeah, I run a Millbird Speedway, little dirt track. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it.
Well, we had a good time watching it. We're very proud of you winning this race here. I liked your new paint scheme. It had a little bit of advertising for your real life racing, so that was cool. And you did a great job. And tell your dad hello for us. Good job, guy.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Coleman for that rap, by the way.
Awesome.
Awesome. That was Gavin Marlin, tonight's race winner. As we wrap it up here at Pocono Speedway, we'll run through the field one last time with Gavin Marlin picking up the win, with Daryl Whitlow coming in second and Angel Hernandez finishing third. The 55 of Brian Privet finishing fourth, Andrew Kobe finishing fifth, the 4 of Ryan Ayers finishing sixth, Stephen Davis finishing seventh, Carlos Ramos finishing eighth, with Terry Freer in that 46 finishing ninth, and Chris Watkins, who was kind of up and down this entire race, rounding out your top 10.
Al Corey ran into so many problems tonight. He was just kind of a victim of circumstance here. That's why he's finishing back in 11th. He definitely had a faster car than his finishing order suggested, but nevertheless, he finishes 11th. Michael Chaney ran into some issues on the track as well, and looked like he was fighting a loose condition a lot of the race tonight. He'll finish 12th. Terry James in 13th. Newcomer Michael Giberson in the 32 will finish 14th place. John J. Timms, also one of them guys that, man, if there was a wreck happening, somehow he was involved in it. But he'll get a top 15 tonight.
Yeah, number 93 car, this Wilson guy, he's 16th. 91 of Thomas Girth. He was one lap down in 17th. Matthew Spires, 2 laps down. He was number 37 car in 18th. Too bad for little red stick, Ryan Simone. He was a couple laps down, but he ran it out there in 19th. And one of the angry idiots in the 73 car, Tim Harmon, 8 laps down in the 20th place. One more person there on the list is the number 89 of Gary Sack the third. 35 laps down, Michigan kid. I don't know what happened to his car. It looks like he finished there in 21st.
Ryan Simone might have finished 2 laps down, but he's a brand new to iRacing. He's getting in here running these races in this Arca series. He's getting experience. You know, he's building on what he's already learned, and he's got his dad there spotting for him, Mike, and he's definitely learning stuff as he goes. So look forward to seeing how he does in the future too.
Totally agree. Couldn't have said it better. It's great calling a race with you guys. It was hot down here on the track. The beers are still ice cold, and had a good time, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you all the viewers for watching this action-packed race here at Pocono. We look forward to seeing you next week as the Arca Series heads to Charlotte for 50 laps of speedway fun there. And that will do it for tonight. For us, there is no cup race tomorrow night, so enjoy that night off, guys. Until next time, I'm Alan Brown signing off for Alan English and Adam Turner. Have a fantastic night. We'll see you.
We gone.
See ya.